Welcome back, everybody, to the Butler Bulldogs Dynasty. Let's get you caught up on where we are here in this series, here in episode number 5. Butler started off as literally the worst team in the FBS as far as overall wise, and it is definitely shown. We started out 2-1 actually, winning 2 games versus North Dakota State, surprise, and FCS. But then, since then, we have went on an epic losing streak. We faced Indiana, ended up getting blown out. We played Notre Dame, ended up getting blown out. We then played a pretty close game in the AAC conference opponent, in a new one actually joining the conference, in Army, but we could not pull it off. And then we played Temple, who shouldn't be too much better than Army, but they ended up being so much better and ended up blowing us out. And in that game, we made a quarterback change, and it really didn't make too much of a difference, but I did like what Anthony Pittman brought to the table. So here we are at 2-5 with 5 games remaining on the schedule. We face Charlotte to start out this episode, and we just need to really work on really improving this team as far as development. And I think that that's the one thing I want to do for the rest of the season, really get some guys some experience, because I think wins and losses, well, wins is kind of off of the table. I think we just need to focus on getting certain guys the football, figuring out what certain guys can do well and who's going to be kind of the future of the offense and the defense. Really just finding flashes. That's all I really care about for the remainder of the season. Offensively, it's been rocky. We do have a decent running back in Doug Hennessy. I do want to develop him throughout this series. Our offensive line is abysmal, though, and Tyree Gator is one of those freshmen I brought in the start of this series, because we started this series in the year 2025, so we got one off season of recruiting. So I'm going to make a change here on the offensive line, just switching it up. I mean, our offensive linemen aren't really that different as far as overall wise. I mean, there's not too much of a difference. So we're going to switch Stanley McKenzie in at left guard. We've had so many penalties on offense, it's kind of hard to keep track. So let's talk about recruiting here as we enter really the back half of this first season. And our prize recruit is Quincy, Missouri. He's really, really good, a very all-around quarterback, and he is by far our #1 prospect as a 2-star. You'll see a common theme. Everybody on our board is 2-star or below, and that's kind of realistic. Going into the FBS for the first time, you're not going to have that many highly regarded recruits. But we do have a couple of guys that will contribute, like Boyko, the power running back, Mustard, who is a defensive end. Kiernan and Jackson are both speed receivers, and I think we just really need some explosiveness. And I'm guessing that Quincy, Missouri is going to come in day one and probably, I'd say like 80% be the starter. And I just want to add some pieces around him, guys that he can grow with. And we do have some guys defensively like Mike Woodside, who I think could be a decent slot cornerback that we could end up developing into something pretty good. But it starts here in this episode, and like I said, the goal is really to start developing our guys on our roster. We play Charlotte, who is a decent opponent. They have pretty good offense and defense, but they're going to be missing their starting quarterback, so they're going to have to put in Max Brown due to injury. But we will see how our team kind of fares versus a team that may be shorthanded a little bit. And we'll see if we can take advantage. You know, I want to put together some drives. I do want to just, like I said, get the ball to our playmakers, the ones that we know can make plays, and get them targets, carries, whatever we can to kind of develop these guys even further than what they're already growing at naturally. But I think the only way to do that is to get these guys playing time, put these guys in position to at least make plays and to at least show flashes. So we will see if we can do that in today's episode as we do take on Charlotte, and then we will eventually take on a second opponent in South Dakota State. So here we go, 2-5 versus 5-2, a on-paper matchup that is very lopsided, and we will see if we can come through with a nice victory today. So here we go. On offense, Anthony Pittman comes out on the field. Only 3 touchdowns passing to 2 interceptions this year. The first play of the game is a carry to Doug Hennessy, number 28. He was one of my favorite recruits in the offseason. I knew he would come in and probably get a lot of playing time, and he is by far our best running back. He gets a draw play this time and picks up a first down. Now, the thing about Hennessy is that his wear and tear does hit pretty quickly, so I do want to make sure I protect him. Here's a screen pass out to number 17. That is Milo Brown for a first down. Milo Brown, 6'3", not very speedy, but he has shown the most flashes out of anybody in this receiving core. 2nd and 7 now. Here is a screen pass to the senior fullback, Liam Daroon, who does kind of play in that backup running back role as well. He picks up the first down on the screen. 1st and 10 again. They have 3 down linemen. We run the screen again, and look at the blocking. Charlotte was not expecting that, and he breaks a tackle and gets inside the 15. How about Pittman on the opening drive? 51 yards passing. Handoff back to Hennessy, breaking a tackle, and he's inside the 10 on that one. And it's goal to go. How about this for a start on the road? Here's a handoff. Hennessy trying to use the speed to get around the edge, and he's pushed out at about the 1. 5 carries for him on this opening drive, as now we get it to the 1-yard line. Here's a handoff, this time to the 3rd stringer, Davis Lewiston, for the touchdown. And Lewiston is a freshman tailback. He is a little undersized. I believe he's 5'6", and he punches it in for his first career touchdown carry. And how about that? A 7-0 lead for Butler. So here is Max Brown with the first pass out to the left side. That is going to be caught by Evan Austin, who is also playing due to some injuries on this Charlotte team. They are pretty banged up. Another handoff this time to number 0, Teron Kelman, and he breaks the tackle and picks up the first down. I think defensively, this Butler Bulldogs team is just bad. Like, we don't have any true playmakers except maybe the 2 safeties that we have. There's one of them in number 21, but he is a junior, in Keith Sears. The other I'm thinking of is Gage Van, who is a junior as well. Handoff to Kelman, this time at the stop in the backfield. Number 94 was there first. That's Sambo Wallace. Now, if there's one guy that has shown flashes this year, it's been Wallace up front. He is a sophomore, and he's made some pretty decent plays. So we do get a punt now as we try to run the football. This time with Doug Hennessy. That's a great first down run for a gain of 9 to about the 26-yard line. More pistol formation. Here's a handoff to Hennessy, and Hennessy runs into number 52, Stanley McKenzie, who's getting the start today. And I don't know what McKenzie was doing on that one. 3rd and 1, and we end up losing a yard. 3 straight runs. That 2nd down run where we ran into McKenzie definitely hurt us, and we have to punt this one away. Our punter doesn't have the greatest leg either, so Charlotte actually starts out close to the 50 on this drive. Here is a throw to a wide open man. Downfield to the 20 is number 3, Jarius Mack. And a touchdown saving tackle by Gage Van. 2nd and 2 now. Here's a throw to the right side. This is caught by 0 again. This is Teron Kelman. And he gets inside the 5. And now it's goal to go here for Charlotte. We send an all-out pressure, and they throw to the end zone. It's Kelman, and he will score. We thought they were going to run the football there, so we ran commit. It did not work, and Brown does find the end zone, and he finds his tailback. 7-7. Into the second quarter now. Usually at this point, it'd be a blowout for this Butler Bulldogs team, and we lose 2 on that option keeper. 2nd and 12. Now Pittman under pressure. He goes down. That offensive line is really, really bad. That's why we do a lot of the quick passing game. And now it's 3rd and 19. A lot of audibles being called here as Pittman is going to have to throw this one under pressure. And he cannot get rid of it. It's a sack. Clowney gets there first. He had 2 sacks on that drive. 4th and 31, we have to punt this one away. So here's Dwayne Thomas Jr. back to receive this punt, and he gets to about the 37. And now they're in excellent field position again. Can Butler make a play on D? Here is Brown throwing across the middle. This one's caught and a move. It's a touchdown all the way for Evan Austin, and he will score. and Charlotte takes the 14-7 lead, scoring on back-to-back drives for their offense. And now Butler finds themselves down by 7 before halftime. As now here is another quick RPO action over to number 0. That was a big recruit for us in the offseason, Ben Wolf. He's been decent, not great. This is another quick throw, this time to Adrian King, who scored in the first game of the season versus Hawaii Tech. He hasn't scored since. Doug Hennessy with the carry, and he picks up a first down. 12 carries for him in the first half, but I do, like I said, want to monitor that wear and tear. Screen pass out to him. Good block on the outside, and Hennessy gets freed for a gain of 15. So he's close to 100 total yards on the game already. As we get it to a 3rd and 9, a quick throw to Stephen Abreu, and he cannot hold on. And we do bring in the kicker, number 14, Johnny Dempsey, and he will knock this one through, at least to get some points on the board here before half. And now we find ourselves down 14-10. Max Brown has about a minute to go here in this first half to put some points on the board. Brown throws to the left side, and guess who is number 82 again? He's been busy today. Evan Austin has been the favorite target for Brown. They're across the 50 now. We send pressure, and we get to Brown. It's a sack, and that's Bo Ray, number 99 on this defensive line. And now it's a 2nd and long now as they call the timeout. We send more pressure, getting to Brown. Brown can't find anybody, and he goes down again. This time it's Keith Tillis, number 95, on the sack. And now it's 3rd and 23. And look at the perfect blocking. And they get all the way to the 42, but there is a flag on the play. And it's going to be holding on the offense, but since they're out of field goal range, we are actually going to accept this penalty. I guess decline it. And now we have one more shot here before halftime. Here is Pittman, though, taking off up the middle. He's got to be careful because if he would have fumbled right there, that would have been pretty tragic. Setting them up for a field goal, but instead 10 seconds left here, 3rd and 1. We're trying to go deep here, but Pittman just does not have the arm. He throws it on the run at the feet of Ben Wolf downfield, hoping for a flag, and instead we will move into the second half down by just 4. So here is Charlotte now to start the second half. Here is Kelman, sprung out of a cannon, and he gets across the 50-yard line, and it is a first down carry for him. He's got 15 carries, by the way. As now here's a quick throw into traffic, and that is actually a pretty nice hit by number 54, Mortimer Twiggs, a true freshman middle linebacker. And we do get Charlotte to settle for 3. And now they're up by just 7 at this point. Handoff now to Doug Hennessy, and that is a flag. And what do you know, on the offensive line, Louis Georgel, the left tackle, he is a redshirt freshman for this Bulldogs team. As now we get it to a 3rd and 20. More pressure on Pittman. No time to even set our feet and throw, and he just throws it out of bounds. Charlotte up by 7 in possession now. Here's a quick throw, and this time it's a first down for Max Brown. And he finds Dwayne Thomas Jr. Now it's a 3rd and 8 at the 32. Can our defense come up with the stop here? We send 5. Here is Brown throwing across the middle. Great protection by the offensive line. And they pick up the blitz as well. And then they're inside the 15-yard line. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 11. Brown throws to the end zone. It's a catch and a touchdown. Gus McGee for Charlotte will score, putting them up by 2 scores. They might be a little embarrassed that this game is close at this point, but Charlotte looks like now they're in rhythm. Entering the 4th quarter now. Here is Pittman trying to get something going. There is a catch. Adrian King thrown a little bit behind him, but he's able to adjust and make the catch. Now at the 42-yard line, here's Pittman again. Another short throw. It's King, and he fights through 2 tacklers and picks up the first down. That's the kind of toughness you want to see from this offense. Now a 2nd and 12. Pressure coming from the left edge. Pittman tries to escape, but he cannot. He goes down, and these are the downs that kill us. The 2nd and longs, the 3rd and very longs. We have no shot here. A deep shot, hit on the throw, incomplete. And now fast forward, it's now 27-10. The offense is trying to get something going. There is Ben Wolf. Another catch here, getting to about the 44. Hurry up offense, as that's all we can do at this point. Down by multiple scores. Here is Pittman, though. He's got speed to run. What will he do, though? He throws this one, and it's in traffic. Intercepted. Looking for Stephen Abreu, the freshman slot cornerback who has really been, receiver I should say, who's really been unimpressive this year. And Charlotte will win this game here as Butler, 2-5. We put up a good fight for most of the game, but it ended up being too much in the end. They win 34-10, and that was really a close game for most of that game. And then all of a sudden, Charlotte just started to pull away. I think at some point, if our offense cannot score points, which we haven't done too much of this year, we will just fall behind because our defense just isn't good enough to hold up here versus these offenses in the American Athletic Conference. Doug Hennessy, we had 12 carries for him in the first half, only 3 the rest of the way, and I think that's where that wear and tear kind of comes into play. Definitely do not want to get him hurt for the long term. I want to continue to get him XP. So it's kind of actually tough to kind of weigh that. I usually try to get him 15 to 25 touches, whether that's through the ground or through screen passes, or I line him up at slot receiver, but at least try to get him something. And it just, it's tough. This team is just not talented, and I think at this point, you just want to see the flashes. But we did actually hold Kelman to only 108 yards rushing, so I'll count that as a win. So 4 games remaining on the schedule. South Dakota State is next. UTSA is 6-2, while Xavier and our last remaining rival, Valparaiso, are still on the schedule. Xavier is actually having a down season at 2-6, but Valparaiso 7-3 for them as they join the FBS for the first time along with us. And then North Dakota State and South Dakota State are ranked below us right now in the conference. They are 1-7 and 2-6 respectively. So technically we're playing a worse team than we are right now. But they are led by a pretty young quarterback in Deontay O'Neal. He is really, really well-rounded. He can run. He can pass. I think he's just their entire offense at this point. He is just a redshirt freshman too. He's going to be good, but I think they just need to recruit a little more. This is the team that's rebuilding just like us, or just trying to build here at the FBS level. They have some decent players, but nobody's show-stopping. So if there is one game remaining on the schedule, maybe Valpo might be a decent game because they're a rivalry game, and then Xavier is actually struggling a little bit too. But this team probably is the closest as far as caliber to us remaining on the schedule. So I do want to make a good impression here for this matchup versus a 2-6 team. So 2-6 versus 2-6 with our 4th remaining game on the schedule. Let's get this doubleheader episode underway in game number 2, and we will receive the opening kickoff. And remember, versus what we just saw, Charlotte, we were able to punch it into the end zone on the first drive. So can we do that again? This time we're at home. The first play of the game is a carry to Doug Hennessy. And like I said, we're going to try to get the ball to him 15 to 25 times. 2nd and 9. Here's a short throw thrown behind Milo Brown, number 17, who leads us in touchdowns this year. 3rd and 3 now at the 32. Screen pass called out to Hennessy, and the screen works, and he will get the first down. No flags on the play. So that feels good now to get a quick first down. Here is Pittman, this time taken off up the middle, and he will scramble for a gain of 10. Now, our starting quarterback to start this series was not Anthony Pittman. Pittman is only a 5'9" quarterback, and his arm isn't the greatest, but he can run with the football as well. We did have 2 other options. Mitchell Cromwell was our opening quarterback in this series, and it was just unimpressive. We returned the football over with them. So now Pittman gets the rock, and now he's facing a 3rd and 11 at the 50. He gets hit on that throw, and that one's caught by Hennessy. And we will have to punt this one on our opening drive. So here is O'Neal in this inexperienced offense as the redshirt freshman takes the first snap here from the shotgun. Moving the pocket to the left. He gets hit on the throw, and that should have been an interception, but it falls to the ground. That was actually Ken Camiano who should have had that interception. Now a quick throw across the middle, and O'Neal will find his tight end, Miles Springer, the true freshman, number 84, for the first down. Now a 2nd and 3. Under center is O'Neal. He gets hit on the throw, and the pressure does get to him. And now a 3rd and 3. That's a play by Bo Ray in the backfield. He's made a couple of plays in today's episode. At the 42 now, a quick throw. This one's caught, and it's Miles Springer again for a first down. Now inside the 20-yard line, O'Neal moving the sticks here on this drive. Here's a short throw, this time to number 15, Javion Foreman, the leading receiver for the Jackrabbits. It's a touchdown. And he will score, and he will make it a 7-0 lead here for South Dakota State. And now can we answer on offense? The first pass of the next drive is a nice find across the middle of the field to Stephen Abreu. Abreu is a local kid from Indianapolis, Indiana. He's a true freshman. I was hoping to get him a lot more targets this season, but our quarterback play has been pretty subpar. At the 49-yard line now, here is Pittman. 3rd and 4, a short pass out to Milo Brown, who's our most reliable target in this offense. He cannot hang on. So now we have to punt this one away. Bad teams just let plays like that slip through their hands, and Dakota State will pick up the first down as O'Neal does find his target. Now close to the 35. Another short throw out to number 15. That is Javion Foreman again. Foreman leads them in receiving yards and touchdowns this year as they hand off this time to number 1. It's Ty Hardy up the middle, breaking a tackle. He gets to about the 24-yard line, maybe the 23. And that's his longest run of the season right there. At the 16, a handoff this time to Spencer Strickland, who runs it in. It's a touchdown. And you should have seen the scouting report on us. We cannot stop the run versus teams that block well. And it's 14-0 just like that off of 2 big runs on that drive. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Here is Hennessy finally with the big carry, juking his way inside and picking up the first down. I think I might end up turning the fatigue down just due to how I see the wear and tear kind of weighing on our running backs. Here's a 2nd and 9 shot. Deep for Stephen Abreu. He has a step and drops it. So many plays missed. And now it's 3rd and 9. That was probably the biggest drop of the year. And that one goes right back to Abreu. Maybe that one wasn't a drop. Maybe it was knocked away. But Abreu had probably, if not a touchdown, at least a 40-yard catch. So here's O'Neal now, 1st and 10. Back out onto the field. It's intercepted. It's going to be picked off by the junior Keith Sears as he takes it inside the 15. And that's just a bad read by O'Neal. Rolling to his left, throwing all the way across the field. That is an absolute no-no. At the 17 now on a 1st and 15. Here's Hennessy with the biggest gain of the game. And he gets to about the 1 on a draw play on a 1st and 15. We give it right back to him, and he walks in, but there's a flag, and what do you know it? Holding on the offense. That time it's our right tackle, George Kamalu. And now we're back at the 10-yard line just like that. Little RPO action. Over to Hennessy again. His 3rd straight play getting the ball, and it's going to be another holding call. This time it's our starting center, Lenny Abramowski. And now we're back at the 19 for a 1st and goal. Here is Pittman now, throwing it up, one-on-one. This one's caught. It's Milo Brown for the touchdown. Finally a play on offense. And it looked like that throw may have been deflected into the hands of Milo Brown, but I will take it. I can't tell if that was deflected or not, but 6'3". You got to take advantage of the size. We're on the board here. Let's see if we can stop them here before half. They have about 2.5 minutes to go. All 3 timeouts remaining also. As O'Neal threw an interception on his last drive. Just remember that. Maybe we can take advantage of another mistake. At the 2-minute warning, it's a 2nd and 5. At their own 26. Here's a man wide open downfield. Behind the defense is Javion Foreman for a touchdown. His 2nd of this half. And that's just terrible, terrible coverage. We played the cover 2 on that one, and it was just a perfectly executed play. They basically ran all goes, and man, it just sucks. 21-7. As here we go, Liam Daroon running the football. He has the first down, and we do have all 3 timeouts at our disposal here, so we do have plenty of time. At the 49-yard line here, 36 seconds. Here is Pittman, though, stepping up and taking off up the middle. No flags on the play. He gets down. We do call a timeout. That's our first of the half. And now 30 seconds to go. Here's a deep shot for the end zone on a 1st and 10. That was actually a pretty good throw. Away from the coverage to Adrian King. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 now. Another short throw. This time out to the veteran tight end. That's number 82, Tarico Kiki. And we actually forgot to call a timeout there. That was just a coaching blunder. We forgot that College Football 25 made the update where that runoff actually happens now. And we end up going into halftime without any points. So here we go in the second half. Down by 2 scores. We'll see if we can make this a game down the stretch as we enter the 4th quarter. Fast forwarding a little bit. Here's a short throw out to Milo Brown. And he had that acrobatic touchdown catch earlier. He picks up the first down on that play. At the 11 now. Here is Hennessy from the pistol. Gets a counter play. Finds the space and using his patience and vision. Gets inside the 5. Now to the 1 for a 3rd and inches. They only have 3 down linemen on this play, and we're going to run the football, and it pays off. It's a touchdown to Doug Hennessy, and he will make it a 1-score game here late. Will our defense come up with a stop? Inside of 3 minutes to go here in this game now. Let's see if O'Neal can seal it up. It's a 2nd and 5. Play action fake. And he throws across the middle. This one is intercepted. And that's Leon Ban, probably a guy you've never heard of. And I got to be honest with you, I forgot he was even on the team. He is a junior and in the 40s in overall. He makes a play. So now here we go. One last drive. 2 minutes to go. Anthony Pittman runs it up the middle for a first down. At our own 30. Pittman in the pocket, stepping up, throwing to the sideline. This one's caught. It's Stephen Abreu for the first down. Pittman now at the 48-yard line. He will be under pressure. He goes down. And now it's going to be a 3rd and very long at the 39. Pittman in the pocket, runs out of time. Back-to-back sacks. 4th and 21. And this is the game. One last heave. Pittman, one-on-one for Milo Brown, who goes up. It's deflected, and it falls to the ground. South Dakota State takes care of business, and they get the win by 7. Heartbreaking losses here when they're close because we are just trying to get some semblance of positivity this season. But it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Since that 2-1 start, we have now lost 6 straight games. Actually, yeah, it's 6 straight games. It's been bad. It's been bad, and I just don't know what to do with some of these plays on offense. I mean, Stephen Abreu wide open drops an easy 40-plus yard gain in this episode. We saw, just some plays on defense where there's just broken coverages. We just have to play perfect in order to be competitive. And I mean, at this point, I think we're just going to have to start just feeding these guys that are making plays the football. like Milo Brown. I mean, he's made a couple of those touchdown catches this year, and he's got 4 total. He leads our team in touchdowns, and I think the goal is really going to probably to get him 3 more at least if we can. And he does have some developing to do as far as his route running and hands, so I think he's actually going to be a pretty good receiver. I just want to get him that extra XP so he can, those skill points, so he can start to develop himself a little bit more. And then obviously Doug Hennessy, and he's going to be a focal point for us down the stretch these final 3 games. Defensively, we did see some plays from Bo Ray. He's probably been one of our better defensive linemen along with Samba Wallace. And Keith Sears has been good, but he's a junior, so there's not much developing he can do at this point. But I just really think that, we need playmakers on defense. We just don't have that right now. And hopefully these final 3 games, we can just, develop some of these offensive players. So that is going to do it here for this episode with 3 games remaining on the schedule. 2 of those games are rivalries. We'll see if we can come up with at least 1 win in these final games of Season 1. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.